In this video, we're going to take a look at how to do a line chart in Excel. We're going to take some data here that shows how some values change over a period of time. And what I want to do is I want to compare over this period of years, I want to compare the usage of newspapers versus magazines. Now this is a non-adjacent selection. I also want to make sure I have that newspapers and magazines appearing in the legend, so I need to include newspapers and magazines when I make my selection here. And if I do that, I also need to select the same item in column A over here. Even though the word year appears nowhere on my final chart, I still need to include it. Basically, the selection that you make has to either be a rectangle or, whoops, when the pieces get slid together, I'm holding the control key down now, when you slide the pieces together, they form a rectangle. So I've got from row 2 down to 14 here, and row 2 down to 14 here, and row 2 down to 14 here. And one other thing you need to be careful of is you need to make sure that you make the selection all at once. If, for example, I'm doing my non-adjacent selection here, and I get part way down, and I accidentally let go of the mouse before I get to the end, and I just think I can go back and hold control down and select the rest of it. That's not going to work. It confuses Excel. If I go here and tell it I want a line chart, that's not what I want. So if that happens, you just basically have to start your selection over again. So let's start over here, and I want the years across the x-axis on the bottom, and I want a line representing newspapers and a line representing magazines. So I select my data, go to the Insert tab, choose line, and normally you'll pick either the first one on this row or the first one on this row. I'm going to put the markers in, and there's our line chart. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to a new worksheet so it's a little bit bigger and we can see what's going on better. And I've got a problem. The problem is that it is trying to plot the years. What Excel does when you tell it that you want a line chart is it always tries to plot anything that's numbers. So if you want numbers across the x-axis, you've got to explicitly tell Excel not to put those numbers on the chart, but to bring them down and put them on the x-axis. So that's on our chart tools up here, and we've got a design tab, a layout tab, and a format tab. And what we need to do first is go to the design tab here, and we need to tell it that it is interpreting our data the wrong way. So click on select data over here. And we get this dialog box that shows us the series that we have here. We've got 3 series, the year, the newspapers, and magazines, but I don't want the year. So click on year and choose remove. And year disappears. Now I'm halfway there. The other thing I need to do is I don't want 1 through 12 across the bottom. I want the actual years across the bottom. So the second thing I have to do is click on the edit button here. And then I want to go to my year numbers here, and don't include the word year because we don't want the word year at the bottom of our chart. Click on OK, and click on OK, and there's our chart. Probably the most common thing that will happen when you're doing a line chart is frequently you will have numbers that go across the bottom because a line chart shows how something changes over a period of time. And if you have those numbers there, it's going to try to plot them every time. And what you're going to have to do is go through the 2 steps that we just went through to get the numbers off of the chart and get them down on the x-axis down below. Now let's say that you don't like the colors. You want to change the colors. All you have to do is click on the line that you want to change, right click on it and choose Format Data Series. Now I have a line, and I have a marker, and I have a line around the marker, and actually you have to change all 3 of those. Let's go in and change the line color first, and I'm going to change it to a solid line, and let's say I want to turn it to blue, which is already selected for me. So I select that, click on close, and the line is blue, but my triangles are still green, so that looks kind of funny. We kind of want them all to be the same. So let's go to Format Data Series again. And then let's choose our marker fill, and we're going to do a solid fill on that. And again, we'll use the default color of blue. Click on close, and My markers are now blue, but if you look closely enough, you can see that the outline on those is still green. It's not real easy to see, but I do need to change the outline as well. So I need to go to the marker line color and go to a solid line and choose blue and close. And now if I click off of there, you can see that the whole thing is blue. So if you want to change the way a line looks and the line has markers, it's actually going to be 3 steps. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about doing a line chart. Everything else is similar. If you want to add a title, or if you want to change the font size or the background color, it all works exactly the same way as it does with a column chart, which we looked at in the column chart video.